Thanks for joining. We are inside day number 5 today. We are going to check the ICE integration with Dnac. And in our exam, you will see some portion will be there in the exam as well. And that a small portion that we have related to integration, it is actually already integrated in the exam, but we should know that how we can do the integration, and after that we can verify it. So that's the key thing we have. Otherwise, the portion that we have in the exam is actually very small. One question is there, complete question is there related to ICE, but in the other section as well, you have a small integration with ICE and DNA. And further, you have some other tasks that you have to do within the ICE. Okay, not in the ICE, but you have to do in the DNA. But whatever, suppose if you do the integration with ICE and DNA, whatever policies you will create to DNA, it will be reflected in ICE automatically. Those things we will see today. But first thing first, let's go and do the deployment for the ICE first. Once we do the deployment, then we'll go and do the integration. So let me go and open the lab. In this lab, you'll see there is some ICE which is undeployed. If you go and open the VM console, it should come, or maybe I have to go and remove that. Okay, you can see. So once you will start deploying your ICE, what it will ask you? It will ask you, you have to go and type something called setup. So here you can go and type setup. Oh, seems it is already deployed or something. Let me check. It should be undeployed. So, okay, let me quickly check which ICE I'm. So this is ICE deployed. This is ICE undeployed. I should go and click this VM. It is trying to log in. Well, wait. This is the setup, right? This is actually different ICE which is already deployed. So this we want to deploy. So what you need to type here, setup. Once you type setup, then it is coming in the bottom. Maybe you can see that in the bottom, right? Enter the host name. Are you able to see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so I'll go and give the name, and then let's continue and give the IP addresses and other information. So in this case, this is 198.168.133.28 because we have other ICE whose IP is 27. Subnet mask, and then the default gateway. This is as per our this particular lab data sheet. IPv6, oh, DNS, and the primary name server we have actually. Secondary, by default it is no. Enter the NTP, same. Add the other NTP, no. Time zone is UTC, okay. Enable SSH, yes. Now enter the username. I can leave username as an admin and then the password. Cisco 12345. Now it will go and ping to these DNS, these NTP servers, gateway and all. If everything is okay, if they are reachable, then this process will continue, and this process, what they will try to do, that they'll try to bring up all the services within the ICE, so that we can go further and we can verify this. But this will take minimum 30 minutes to bring this up. Okay, so what we will do meanwhile, while this ICE is coming up, we'll leave it and we'll go and log into the DNA and we'll do other tasks. Okay, so let's go to the server here. the remote session, and let's go and open the DNA, and we can further study the rest of the things. So because this is new DNA, you will see that nothing is discovered here in this DNA. What I need to do again, that I need to discover. Okay. In the upcoming lab, you will see that I will make sure that all these devices are discovered, because I don't want to discover the devices again and again. So let me quickly go and log into the DNA, and I want to discover the devices as well. And then slowly we'll move on and we'll verify the ISE and DNA integration. Let me go and log in. Now it is logged in, means the login is in process. Let's go to the serializations of these switches, switch 1 and 2. At least I should have one router and one switch discovered. So let me quickly go and check the IP for this. 198.168.128.22 and 23. And then I have IP for ISR, that is 198.18133.145. I don't know that the devices, what SNMP is configured here, so I should go and verify the SNMP configuration as well. Otherwise the DNA discovery will not work. Right? So let me quickly check that. Okay. Meanwhile, you can see this ISE configuration is going on. All right, so you can see that we have the ISE here. Let me go and log in this ISE. This is already deployed ISE, but what we are doing, that we have a new ISE whose IP is 28 that we are deploying now. So let me go and go to 28. Now you will see that it is unreachable because it is booting up. Once it will get booted, then I will log into 28, and then 28 will go and integrate with this particular DNA, right? So this is fairly new DNA. In the old DNA, you can see everything is here on top. But in the new DNA, you have to go here to the menu, and then you have to go to the system settings. There you can go and see the ISE related information. So if you go here and if you go and search authentication and the policy server, so you will see that ISE information will be here. Now the 28 is booting up. Still the deployment is going on. So that's why you're not seeing anything, but I can go here and I can add one other ISE which is already deployed. That is 27. Right. So meanwhile it is booting up. Let me go and log into 27 here, this particular ISE, and I will integrate this. Okay, so you can see the steps. Later on, I'll go and integrate 28 as well. So what you need for this integration? Now in the exam, they will not ask you little bit, detail and all those details, minute details about the integration and all, but I will show you that just for your knowledge purpose. It's loading in. What you need to do, that in this ISE, now you can see this ISE also has this menu like DNA has. Nowadays, same thing you will find with the SD-WAN vManage as well. You can go to the administration, system and deployment. There you can see this ISE. So what it is telling, this is the standalone ISE. ISE generally have 4 functions. One is PAN, administration node. One is the PSN, service node. One is Pixgrid, that is the actual integration for exchanging contextual information between different appliances. And then we have MNT, monitoring node. So if I scroll down, you will see monitoring, policy servers. Then you can see this Pixgrid. So this particular ISE is a standalone ISE. It is working as all-in-one type of ISE. You can see a standalone. Now, if we have cluster of ISE, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, few of the ISE you can dedicate as a PAN. Few of the ISE you can go and dedicate as a PSNs. Few of the ISE you can go and dedicate for other services as well. Right? So you can do all those things. In this case, we have one ISE. In exam also you have one ISE doing everything. So you can see Pixgrid is enabled. That means the integration can be happen in between DNA and ISE for SDA, software defined access. Okay, again going there and doing this, let me quickly verify this 28 is up or not. Still it is not up. So let's go here and integrate. Let me integrate this DNA with this 27. What I need is this FQDN. This is mandatory. So now let's go here. Now you can see we are at the authentication and policy servers. I can go click ISE. It will ask you the server IP. Let me go and give. It will be there in the exam, so don't worry about that. You don't have to do this. Cisco 12345. Username is admin and the password is the same. FQDN you have to go and give. I copied and pasted here. Now if I scroll a little bit down, I can go to advanced setting, connected to Pixgrid. That's right. In exam, you don't worry about this Tacacs. No need to do 2.1. And up to you if you want, I will explain about 2.1 as well. Use DNS Center certificate for Pixgrid. I will leave this setting. Click add. Now this integration is in progress. It may generate some certificate error that will bypass. So the Pixgrid, with that help of Pixgrid, they are trying to establish a relationship. You can see this certificate error is not trusted. I will go and accept this. Now everything you will see green, green, green in a minute. It's going on, going on. Good. Connecting to Pixgrid, loading and validating Pixgrid certificates, subscriptions, and the Pixgrid topics. It should also load. Meanwhile, you can go to the ISE back here. And if you go to dashboard and if you go to work center, I think in administration itself, I can see Pixgrid services. If you go to the summary, now you can see total client 1, approved 1, no pending 1. Generally what we are doing is not again required in the exam because all those things will be there. But you can see we are allowing it. Automatically approve new certificates, allow password, saving. Allowing the Pixgrid information. Automatically can be enabled when an existing already client is in pending state, so that's why it is not allowing us to do that. Let's go to client management. You can see that this is in pending state. So you can select this and click approve. So manually we are approving it. Now I can go to the settings, and for further requests, it will not ask you for approvals. It's done. Now if you go here, this page, see everything is green. And if I refresh, showing active. Now in your exam, once you come here, it will show you active like this. So no need to do anything. Once it is active, then you have to go back here to the design and the network setting. You have to make sure that at the global level and the branches level, you have that information, the ICE information already there. What you need to add is only the DHCP server if it is not available. Let's go and add this ICE information here. Click add server. This is not required in the exam. It is already there. We'll go and add AAA network client endpoint ICE. Yeah, protocol will be ready as there. Don't worry about that. Then if you go scroll down, and protocol radius, the only thing you want to add here is the DHCP server. You know what DHCP server is there? Here the DHCP server in this lab is 198.1.8, maybe 133.1. Oh, domain, and this is the domain name. We don't need domain name there in the exam. Here in this tcloud.cisco.com, DHCP is the top one. Here it is, 33.1. In this, we have like this. Save it. Now, what I'm telling here is this. Now it will get saved. That if you go to the network on this menu and the design and the hierarchy, you can go and add the area here. It's a little bit slow, it's taking some time. Add area. So you will find branch 1 and branch 2. Let me go and add branch 1 and branch 2. Area 1 and area 2. So the point here is this, that what you need to do in that question, that once you are in the design section and the network setting, the information that you are seeing at the global level, make sure that you have added the DHCP. You should see that information in branch 1. You have to go and click to branch 1. Now you can see, right? Information is there. Where is the DHCP is there, right? You can see the DHCP and branch 2. This is our step number 1 and step number 2, right? Now, once your integration is 100% successful, everything is very good, then what was the step number 3? So what you have to do, you have to go to the policy. And I told you this is a little bit new type of DNA. So here you will not see the VN virtual network, but don't worry about that. You will see virtual network inside the SD access. You have to create one virtual network. IoT. In that, there is other way that you are creating that. Don't worry about that. What you have to do in exam, you have to create IoT like this. It's taking some time. Don't worry about that. In exam, it will be it will be getting created very fastly. Now, since we have the integration, when you are creating this IoT virtual network, once it will get created, I'll show you something. So what was the step number 3? That create the IoT virtual network, and then you have to go back to the policy and the scalable group actually. So you can click anywhere in the policy. You can see this scalable group. Oops. Yeah, this thing is very important. So at the moment you come here, mark my words. At the moment you come here in this section, you have to click Start Migration, and you have to wait for 5 minutes. So what you will do in your exam, that click Start Migration and start doing some other thing. Do not touch anything for 5 minutes. Migration means now whatever policies we have ISE within ISE and DNA and ISE, they will go and sync. So suppose if I will go and create some scalable group called IoT, you will see here in this ISE as well. Okay, so let me quickly show you this. If you go to the main dashboard and if you go to Work Center, somewhere I want to see that scalable groups. So somewhere you'll see this Trustsec components. Let me see if I can. So many. Yeah. So security group you can see. Now what I will do here is this. How many security groups we have? 19, right? Now if you go here to the DNA, go to a scalable group. Already you will see that in DNA you have employees and guests, right? What you need to do is create one called IoT that should mapping the VN that you have created IoT, right? And save. Okay, now you're saving this with help of Pixgrid. That should be reflected. Still it is going on. Now if you come here and refresh, see 20. Because now you can see IoT somewhere here, right? That's the integration now. You are creating everything here in the ICE and it is getting reflected there. So that was, I think, step number 3, that create the VN IoT and then the scalable group IoT, right? The next steps are very easy. What you need to do, you have to create the pools, right? Creation of pools. Already I have explained earlier. It's very easy that you can go to the design section and network settings, IP address pools, and go and first of all create at the global level and then branch 1 and branch 2. Now so far if you have any question, please feel free to ask. No questions, no problem. Now you can see that initially we have deployed 28, which is also coming online. So I can go and log into the 28 as well, and whatever task I have done with 27, the other ICE, I can go and do all those integration with 28 as well. There is no problem at all following those steps. Okay, so before moving further, let me quickly go and show you that what are the topics we are going to cover today. So let's see that. So we are going to cover these topics. It's very easy. And one by one, I'll go and cover. So what we have done the Pixgrid integration of ISE and the DNA. In DNA, you can go and define the user roles, and then later on you can go and do all those manipulation here. So let me see which document I have opened on. You can see this document I have already uploaded there in the day 5. This integration that you are seeing here, actually this is external authentication, external Tacacs authentication with DNA that generally we are doing. What is the idea? Idea here is this, like this. Idea is this, that who is logging to DNA? The users which are logging to DNA, what type of activities they are doing, right? So you know that for all the networking devices, we are creating Tacacs profile within their DNA and giving them some access like access level 1, 2, 3 or privilege level 15, etc. Same thing, why not do with DNA? Maybe there are 20, 25 users, they are logging to the DNA. Are they admin? Are they network user? Are they observer? Etc. etc. Those roles we can define, and then those roles can be logged within the Tacacs profile within the ISE. That's the whole idea we have. So what I'm telling here, that if you go here to the DNA, and if you go to the system, you can see users and roles. And if you go and check the user management, and if I go and click add, you can see at the moment it's super admin. Admin is super duper admin. You can go and define the other roles like network admin, observer, right? These type of users you can create. You can see the role-based access control that we have. Super admin, network admin, observer. You can go and create more as well. User defined. I can go and give this L1, for example. I can go next. And then you can go and select that L1 users can go and do assurance, only read or write. Network analytics, read or write, like that. Design. I don't want that L1 will do the design. Network provisioning. And they will do the design. So that also I will go and deny. Services, that's okay. I don't want them to do platform because that is related to DNA platform, programming and other services. Security, deny. That's all the ISE and DNA integration and all like that. Next, create. So now you will see that we are creating one user L1 with our user defined access. L1 has been created. Back to the rules page. So now here you can see there is one user which is not connected with anything. It's a 0. L1 0. Super admin is there, network admin is there, observer is there, right? So like that, you can go and define the user and their access credentials. Now, if I go here, one of the user named Babu, and last name is this, username is Babu K, something like that. What is the role? L1. Let me go and give the password. Let's save. So now we will see that we have one user who has very less privileges. So let's see. Username is Babu K. Let's go and try to log into the DNA with that user credentials. Let's see. Babu K. Now, so this user that we have created, now he has very less access and all. So that's why you can see that can't see design and other things because we have disabled all those things. So he can see only assurance and some of the dashboards like health dashboard and etc., you know, which is done. And now if I go back here and if you go back to the role, you can see that one user called Babu K, actually it is assigned to this particular role. Now the problem here is this, that this user activity, Babu K user activity, we can't monitor within DNA. Within ISE. Somehow, if this Babu K will come from somewhere from ICE and with Tacacs rules and all. So then we can go and monitor their activities like authentication, authorization, and accounting. So that's why we are doing this external authentication. You can see this external authentication we are doing. While you are doing this external authentication, you should do this in terms of Tacacs. And that's the reason you will see that we have this document. So what this document is doing, telling us to do all these things. I will do all these things. Before doing this thing, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. So you know that what exactly we are looking for, right? Great. All right, great. So we'll do that. Now what we need, first of all, we need radius and Tacacs to be enabled. And we have enabled only what? We have enabled only the radius earlier. So we should go back here to the system settings. And this time I can go here to the authentication and we can go click edit. I want to add Tacacs as well. So if you go and add Tacacs, no problem. You have to click add and update. Let me go and put the password here. Click add. Now it is updating. So now you see radius underscore Tacacs, right? Still it is going on. All right, so this is the first thing you should do. Now, if you go here to the ICE, and if you go to the menu and the administration and the deployment, you will see here that in this deployment page, if you are enabling the Tacacs, obviously you should go and check the Tacacs certificates, but you have to enable this enable device admin service. You see here in the notification that this is for Tacacs. It requires Tacacs license. If that license is not there, it will not work. And to enable Tacacs, you need additional license from Cisco. So let's do this. So now we have enabled this Tacacs feature here, and now we have this integration. Now we'll go back to the design I'll make sure that we have the Tacacs also enabled here. So now you can see this is the radius. You need to do the Tacacs. The client endpoint radius, that's okay. This portion you have to do the Tacacs. Okay, it's going on, and let's go. Just follow the document. So we have done this. We have updated this. We have enabled this, right? Then same thing I tried to show. You can see this 27. The same lab is there. And then license also you should go and check. You should have the Tacacs license, otherwise it will not work. So once you do that part, then what I'm doing here, I'm going and adding this particular device, this DNA, within the ISE and enabling the Tacacs setting, right? So I will do that. And obviously we are following all those steps step by step. So I will go and follow this step as well. So we'll go and add the DNA within the ISE, right? And if we have multiple IPs, you can go and add multiple IPs. There is no problem. That's the same thing it is telling. If you want to enable radius as well, you can go and enable radius plus Tacacs. I can go and enable only Tacacs. Okay. So how this look like, you can see here. Up to page number 12, I will go configure and I'll come back. So let's go back here. Let's click save. Now I'll go back to ICE. Our ICE is .27, right? So let's go there. Go to the menu. And you can go to the network devices. Add the network device. What is that? That is Dnac. What is the IP? Let's see. 198.168.133. Let me quickly see that. What is that? 129.100. So this is 129.100, right? And then we can scroll down, and I can go and enable this radius and Tacacs. For radius, we know that password we have Cisco 12345. And likewise, I can go scroll down the Tacacs. Cisco 12345, right? Submit. So now you can see that we have this integration as per the document. You can also follow the document. I'm also following. So up to here we have done. Right now, what it is telling that we have different type of users, right? We have super admin, network, observer, and I created one more L1. So like that, we can go to the work center, network access identities, and we can create the network access users. So here you can see that we have net admin, observer, super admin. I will go and create only two, but it's actually very interesting, this phase here. We have a user identity group, and then we have users. So what user identity groups we have? I should have somewhere in the notes as well. Yeah. What I'm telling you, you'll understand once I'll go and create. So here, if I can go and add that page. Later on, I'll explain about this. So I'll go and create only two. For example, super admin, network admin. Let's create one more, observer. These three I'll create. So you will understand more and more about this. So what I'm telling that you can go to the ISE and you can go to the work center. You can see somewhere identities and identity group, user identity group. First go to user identity group, and this user identity group, I can go and add this, submit. I can go and add this name. Is just the name. You can add the description as well if you want. And then observer. I can go and add this. So these are the user group. Now I will go and create the identities. There is anything? No. So I'll go and add one identity. I'll give the name as admin. Okay, and this is internal user, no problem. Login. This is there actually in section 2.1. You have to give login password, enable password. Enable password, I'll leave it. And then below in the user group, admin is part of super admin role. I'll click submit. Well, it is telling that admin is already there. So I'll make this admin 1. So now we have admin 1. Likewise, I'll go and create net admin. Password is same. And then in the below, I'll go and add, instead of super admin, network admin role. Now why we are creating? Because in DNA already we have these roles. Then I'll create one observer role and internal user. That's okay. You can give some different password for him. And then this will be observer. Right, so like that we have created this, see, the user, this user group, and those user groups are mapped with the users, right? Like that I have shown here as well. Now, next thing what we have to do, we have to go and create the Tacacs set. Okay, so I will show you that. These are also easy. So I will go and create the Tacacs command set. Generally, we are giving permit all like that. So there, by default, there is one rule called deny all, but on top of that, we'll go and create permit all commands like that and check mark this. So I will go and do that. So that is the Tacacs command set. Then you have to go and create the Tacacs profile. There we have to give some special attention when we'll go and create the Tacacs profile. So when you are creating the Tacacs profile, the special care is this, that make sure that you should have this as well in the bottom. Otherwise, things will not work. Okay, so let's go and create the Tacacs command set and Tacacs profile. You can see super admin, then observer, then net admin. Like that, we will go and create. And according to that, we can go and assign the privileges. So let me show you up to this step. Okay, and Cisco AV pair, that is important. From where this attribute is coming, I will show you that. Cisco AV pair is the attribute. This is type mandatory. And then the role we have to go and define. So the role is super admin role. right? So I'll go and create that. Let's go and do it. So here we are. Now what we can do, we can go to the Cisco ISE Work Center, and here itself we will see somewhere this policy element and policy set. So let's go to the policy elements. Once you are here, you can go to the results and you can go to Tacacs command set. Deny is there. I'll go and add one. Permit all for Dnac. Like that, I'll go and give the name. Submit. Now I'll go and create the Tacacs profile. There are some default. Let's go and create our own. What is that? Not observer. Go and create the super admin, something like that. Super admin role. Right. Now this super admin role, what level of privilege you want to give? So I can scroll a little down here. Give 15. Maximum privilege 15. Now the attributes you need to add. This attribute is mandatory. The name is Cisco AV pair. From where it is coming, I'll show you in a minute. And then the role, we have to go and define the role. So role equals super admin role. So now you see that I have created only one, but we can go and create more, right? So I'll go and create one more, and that will be duplicate. Let me show you that. That will be net admin. Okay, and then the net admin, it's up to you what privilege you are giving. And then we can go and add the attribute. This is also mandatory. Cisco AV pair and a role equals, what was the role? Let's go and see. So network admin role. That's great. Let's go back here. Network admin role. Right? Like that you can create. Now, once it is done, so what we have done that we have created the Tacacs profiles. We have created the Tacacs command set. Now, once you are done with this, the final stage is this, that you have to go and create the policy. So now we'll go and create the policy. Policy creation is again very easy. Whenever you are creating the policy, you have the authentication and authorization policy that you want to create. So authentication policy will create, and then inside the authorization policy, you can see Dnac observer, Dnac network admin. This is just the name. What you are doing, the condition you are giving, what condition it has. So identity groups equal to the group, this name, this name, this name, and then the command, the permit DNA, and then the cell, what cell they have. And that's it, they are done. So let's quickly do that step. It's actually easy. You can go here, you can see the default, expand this. First, you will see authentication and then authorization. Authentication is coming. Let's quickly verify that. default is all ID users stores. That's okay. We are good with this authentication rule. Then authorization, local exception. And then bottom you can see authorization policy. So let's go to this authorization policy. I want to add, I will go and add only 2 rules here. Say Dnac, super admin, and then the condition. So let's go and add the condition. Click here to this plus and it will come. What we want here, I want the attributes. Oops. Click here, the attributes. Close this. So what you want? You want, let me see here. You can go and give this group name, internal identity group name. If I go to this identity group equals, you see that super admin we have defined this user group, right? That's it. This we can go and save as a condition. You can see internal identity groups equal to this, and then the command set we have created permit all for Dnac, and then the shell profile we have created, that is super admin, right? Likewise, I can go and duplicate below. This time I can go and make this net admin, right? And then we can go and edit this rule that we have here. So instead of super admin, what we can do, we can go and search the net admin somewhere, and then we can use it. And then instead of this super admin role, we can go and give net admin, right? Again, we can go and create duplicate below, just last one for the observer. Observer. And there we can go. Click edit. It will come. It will take some time, but it will come. Now I will close this, and then we'll go to the observer role. Scroll down. Use this. And then instead of net admin, we can go and give the, I think I haven't created the observer role here. So I'll give the default, but you should have one more rule. If you want, from here itself, you can go and create cell profile. Let me show you this. Click this plus sign and try to create from here. Let me show you this. So I already clicked, actually it is taking some time. Dnac observer, right? And that observer role, some default setting, maybe 3. And then you can go and give the attributes, define the Cisco AV pair, and then the role should be, I need to check that role. Let's go back here, and this is observer role. Let's go back here and put that. Submit. Oh, it is coming up, and then you can go and define this observer, Dnac observer somewhere you can see. Click save. If everything is okay, it will save everything. And now all the rules that how it is creating. Everything is almost done. Only one thing we have to do now. We have to go to the DNA. We have to go to the user's external authentication and make sure these steps. So the last step is this, that go back to the DNA, go to the DNA, go to the systems and users, somewhere users and roles. You'll see this external authentication. And now you can see that enable the external user. You have to go and give the AAA attribute. What is that? Cisco AV pair. It is there on the top. Right? Even you can go and give in this format as well. There's no problem at all. Whatever you will give. Cisco AV pair. And then if you scroll down here, you should make sure that you have this Tacacs enable, right? Update. Should see some message here. Should update this and it should work. Yeah. That's it. This is the last thing that we should do. Click here. Oh, now you can see update is done. And we are done with the ISE integration, external integration with Tacacs. Done, done, done. Okay, so this was the topic related to integration, ISE, user roles. Then I should go and cover these two topics as well, system backup, SWIM, and the report in Dnac. It's very small topic. I'll cover in 2 minutes. Meanwhile, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. So let's check about this system backup. Now, earlier there was one problem with DNA. The DNA was unable to take backup for the configuration. So we know that from DNA, we are managing n number of devices, two types of backup. First of all, DNA itself is a management platform where it has different type of databases, relational databases, different type of configuration, etc., etc. So can we take backup of the DNA itself? The first thing. Second thing is this, that DNA is managing good amount of devices. Can we take backup for all the devices? So that we are going to check. Now, first of all, let me show you the option that we can go and take the backup for all the devices managing from DNA. And you can see here in the bottom, which version is this? Let me quickly see about 2234 can't take the backup for the devices. Means it can take if we run some script and all, but in 2237, if you go and check, I'll find here itself somewhere you can go and take the backup for the networking devices managed from DNA, which is not there in 2234. In the new release, we have that feature. That's the one thing. The other thing is this, how the DNA would take the backup for its own system and all. So for that, you can see we have this option called backup and restore. You can go there. Now, this backup got failed somewhere. It was taking the backup and all, but it's actually very easy. You need some server where the DNA can go and do the backup. So you have to go and click here to create backup. Backup. Now you can see the options. Create now, daily, weekly, right? So let's go and move with create now. Now you can see now itself it will start to take the backup, but where it is taking the backup, where you have already defined the backup servers and all. So can we go and define it? Yes, you can see in the configuration section, DNA remote host. We have two options, DNS enter NFS. Remote host, you can see this particular IP is actually its own IP. This is the maglab port number, username and the password to the maglab. It is taking the backup in its own. But you should go and give some NFS, host and server path. It will go and do the backup there. That's it. It's very easy. Taking backup for DNS system itself is very easy and straightforward. You can take the backup, right? Now, next very easy topic we have related to reports. Now, within DNA, nowadays, we have good amount of reports that we can generate. You can see there is separate tab here related to reports. You can click there. And before running the report, I just wanted to show you that different type of reporting options are there. All reports you can see, AROS, all data, AP data, channel, client summary, client session, device life cycle, endpoint profiling. Is good amount of reporting is there, right? And in the category, you can see AI related report, access point, client related report, group communication summary, inventory, licensing, network devices, SWIM, network advisory, telemetry. All these reports are there. What formats you can go and download? You can download in CSV, you can download in Tableau, you can download in JSON. Different formats you can go and generate the reports. Now suppose if you want to generate, click generate. And then it will tell you that, okay, network device availability, this is the format. I will go and generate the report. So what's the location, what the network type, start, end time, device name, IP, location, software, and all those information you will find in this report. It will ask you which location you want. You want branch 1, branch 2, global. You want routers, access point, wireless, core switches. I'm selecting everything. Next, you want CSV, Tableau, JSON, last 3 hours, 24 hours, 7 days, custom. You want to email this. I don't want to email. You want webhook notification for your WebEx or Teams, etc. You can do that. You want to generate the report now. It will go and generate the report. You can see how easy this is. Now it will take 2 to 3 minutes to generate the report depending upon the size of the network and the speed of the APIs, because they are generating the report, taking help of APIs and all. And then you can go and check in this section, view all reports. And then you can go and download it. It is in queue. Once it is done, you can go and download the report, view the config. Here option, if you click there, it will go and generate the report. You can see this download button here. Nothing is there in this, that's why maybe it is not generating, but we'll give some time, 2 to 3 minutes, and then you can download the report. Right, so this is the reporting feature that we have. The last topic I want to cover today is the SWIM feature. And I have a nice document related to SWIM. What is SWIM? This is nothing but software image management that we can do from the DNA to all the devices. Irrespective of how many devices we have in the network, we can go and check the golden images. We can go and upgrade the images. You know, all those things we can do with the DNA SWIM feature. What DNA has done, they have done full automation for the SWIM, full automation for the software image management. You have to go and click few buttons and DNA will do all the tasks for us. This is one nice 20-page document. You will see that how things are connected. So DNA is connected with plug and play portal. Within DNA or any third-party server, you can go and make them as a distribution server. So first of all, what we are doing in DNA, that within the DNA, we are downloading the golden image from Cisco. Now the DNA has the golden image, and then we are tagging those image as a golden image. So what I'm telling here is this, that if you go to the place here, the design, and then you will see image repository. Right, at the moment, none of the devices are there, but if devices are there, you can see virtual and the physical images that we have, but don't worry, what I will do later on, I will show you this feature when I have devices here listed, and then I will explain you about this feature. Meanwhile, I'm going to give you one small task here. Please go through this document. It's very small 20-page document. Go through this document. Later on, when I have devices in their DNA, I will show you this feature. It's very easy feature we have, but there are some prerequisites. You can see here that your DNA should have this CCO connected, Cisco credentials connected. Your plug and play portal should be connecting with DNA. Then only the DNA will go and download the golden images from the Cisco itself. Automatically, it can go and download the image, and the DNA can work as a distribution server. So from DNA itself, you can go and schedule the distribution, and not only the DNA can go and push the image to the devices, but DNA can go and generate the device readiness report as well. For example, if your device having less memory and you want to push the image, you should have some readiness report, right? That your device is ready for the upgrade or not. So DNA can go and generate the device readiness report as well. Before pushing the image, you should run that report first, and then we can go and schedule the image upgrade process. So I can go and schedule, say, 500 devices, Monday 10 a.m. Rest 500 devices, Monday 5 p.m. Like that, we can go and schedule it within the DNA, and DNA, with that specific time, it will go and push those images to the devices. So what we can do, we can download the images from Cisco with the CCO integration. DNA can work as a distribution server for the images. DNA can mark those images as a golden image. DNA can run the device readiness report for upgrades. DNA can schedule that upgrade. So within DNA, we can go and do the scheduling for those image upgrades. All these important tasks, operational tasks, DNA can do that. And later on, Cisco is working to integrate DNA with the AI. Cisco is developing their own chat GTP type of tools and all those things. Later on, you will see that AI plugins within the DNA. Within the DNA itself, DNA can self-heal, self-remediate, all those things DNA will do later on. All right, so this image, some of the tabs I will show you later on, because at the moment we don't have any device discovered in DNA. So next time, once I will start this session, I will first cover 5-10 minutes to swim, and then we will move on. Yeah, you have any question? Please feel free to ask.